For the next step in the process of creating my dad, I'm going to make his eyes. So for that, I'm going to take a piece of little white paper and I'm going to fold it in half. Paying attention to the side that opens, that's the side that I'm going to be cutting. And just like the ears, I'm going to cut sort of a rainbow shape from this side all the way to the other side, like this. And then when I take it apart, I should have two eyes that are exactly the same size. Once I have that, I have to decide where I put it. Now most students like to put the eyes way up here, and that's not where they belong. They belong about halfway down the face. All right, and then once I have the eyes, I'm going to make the irises. That's the colored part of the eye. Now my dad's eyes are brown, but if I look at this brown, that's a little bit too light. That's not the color that he had. His eyes are actually a little bit darker, and I found in my scrap bin a really great piece that I can use. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to fold it. Since I'm making two eyes at a time, I like to cut two pieces of paper at a time. And I'm going to just cut the corner out about as big as, or as wide, I suppose, as the eye. So I'm going to make a square by cutting this side and this side like that. And I've made two squares that should fit here, but eyes aren't square shaped. So what I need to do with these, and this is going to be a little bit tough, is cut off my corners just a little bit until I have a circle shape. And then if I have any angles that I don't like, I can just give a little haircut, teeny tiny haircut, just to make it look a little bit rounder. And if I do them together at the same time, then when I'm finished, I have two eyes that are exactly the same size. So I can place those right in the middle, up here. And then my next step is going to be to make the little black part of the eyes. That's the pupil. And if I look inside my scrap bin again, I have a great piece of black paper I can use. And I'm just going to use this and a hole puncher to create that little pupil. So I just do it twice, and then I open my hole puncher, and I can use those little pieces. So I just put a teeny tiny dot in the middle. I don't need much more than that. And I can place these guys right in the center. And then there's one other thing I really like to do with eyes to make it look a little bit more realistic, and that's to add a little light spot. So if I check in here, I don't have any white in there, but I do have this leftover piece from making my eyes, and I can create two little holes from that. 1, 2, and then open that again, so I pull this aside and let them come out. And this one I'm actually going to put on the side of the eye a little bit, because usually our light spot's not directly in the middle. And this is going to overlap with the black dot that I have. You can also try a hole puncher that has a different shape. So maybe you can use a star hole puncher if we have one there. Now that I have this, I can also make my nose. So I don't want to use the same color as my skin because then it'll blend right in. So I have this scrap here, which actually might be kind of perfect. I'm just going to create an L shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut over this way, but not all the way. I'm going to stop before I get to the end. Then I'm going to turn my scissors, let's see, up. And then I'm going to go up here. So it looks like an uppercase L. And I can take this piece and put it in my scrap bin. Then I can place this down like that. Then I can use the same color as I'm going to use for his hair to make his eyebrows. Now, his eyebrows are going to be black because his hair is black as well. So this is a great shape. And again, because I'm making two at the same time, if I want them to be exactly the same, I just fold my paper and I can cut two shapes. These are a little bit like rainbows, but they're not quite as bent. Then one side is usually a little bit wider and the other side comes to a point. So if I do this, then now I've created two eyebrows that will go on either side. So I can put this one here and this one here. Then lastly today I'll just show you the lips. So for the lips, I usually have, my dad's color is a little bit pink, more so than most people's are. So I'm going to be using this color right here. And for him, I'm just going to do a smile. Let's see, this is a good width. And I'm just going to curve it like a rainbow, again, kind of like the eyes and the eyebrows. And then I'm just going to make, I could even cut it right here and leave it like this, or I could make the top curve down a little bit too. So I'll make that one curve. And then I've got a little mouth I can add. Next time, I'll be showing you how to add the hair.